5 tips of what never to do on a listing appointment that can cost you thousands. The previous video, I went over the first 5 tips, so watch that video and then you can come back and watch this or watch that one after because they're not in any certain order. So tip number 6, what you should never do to lose a listing. Never overpromise on price. Here's the deal, everybody. When somebody is so concerned about price that they nickel and dime you about it and they think they're right, you've got to become the surgeon. You've got to be the doctor. You've got to tell them why the price is what it is, especially when you are in a market that is a buyer's market. Overpricing will kill you. You don't want to be the first person to get the listing. You don't want to be the second. Typically, the seller finally gets there, understands when it's the third agent. So tell them that. Overpricing is the biggest mistake that you can make, and it will cost you thousands of dollars. Do some research. Show houses that are on the market, how long the house was on the market, and show how the prices got reduced. Go there with data. Give them statistical evidence and let them know that when homes sit on the market for longer, people think that something is absolutely wrong with the home. And so they either won't make an offer or they'll come in and they'll lowball you, even worse, because it was sitting on the market longer. So know the market you're in, a seller's market or a buyer's market. If you're in a seller's market, you can list it a little high, but don't go cray-cray. If you're in a buyer's market, list it a little bit under or right on. Also, talk to them about pricing strategies. If you are between, $890 and $899, right, let's say $890 and $905, list at $899, because when people do searches, they go from $800 to $900. If you're $900 and $1,000, you're not going to be in that price search. So show them that, explain to them. Also, let them know how many homes are in the $850 to $900, the $900 to $950. Show them the data, because if there's 50 homes for sale in one price range group and only 25 in the other, they probably want to be in the price range where there is less homes. Unless, of course, that's the higher price point and the house is just not worth that. So do your due diligence. Mistake number 7, never rush through the appointment. Now, if you are like me, I was an agent selling on average 133 homes a year. I went on a lot of listing appointments and I got a little tired. So here's what I did. I created a 15-minute pre-marketing listing presentation video that answered all the questions that normal agents wouldn't talk about. I talked about marketing, exposing their home, how we went with them on social media sites all over, the amount of hours we got, the amount of watch time, how many views, how many engagements, how we do local geo-targeting, how we do retargeting. I would talk all about things that normal agents wouldn't even talk about. I would show examples of how we would beat Zillow. Zillow would get 100 and, let's just say 1,000 views. Now we would get, 189,000 views. I would show all of that in this video before I ever got there. So when I got there, I was able to develop a relationship with them, to develop rapport, okay? So when you're there, you've got a couple of objectives. Number 1 is to make sure you develop rapport. Make sure that you give both the husband and the wife, or the he, she, they, whoever they are, the attention, make them feel comfortable with you. Your second job is to show that you are the authority there, that you know what you're talking about. You take control. You are the boss. He who has the most conviction wins the debate. And the third thing for you to do is to not rush, right? Show them the data. You should have a presentation that you go through, right? Some people like to go right to the table. I personally used to like to walk through the home, have them show me everything, so that when I talked about the price, I was a little bit more educated about the price and what I suggested, because I actually saw the backyard, the upgrades, the insides, what they've done and what they haven't done to the property. So do not rush. And that means doing the work beforehand as well. I cannot stress the importance of what you need to do prior to a listing. And that, by the way, was tip number 1 on the previous video. Number 8, do not criticize their home. In fact, the first thing you should do when you walk up to a home, even if it smells like dog poop and it's got Barney orange, carpet, you're going to say, "I love your door. What a beautiful door you have. You must have spent so much time on this." Give the seller a true, honest compliment, okay? Don't go in there and criticize and try to act like you're the boss and say, "Oh, this is wrong, I'd fix this, do that." It just pisses people off. They live there, they have babies there, they break bread there, they make love there, they do everything in their home. They love their home. It's their most precious, valuable asset. Go there and talk about the great aspects of the home, and then talk about the things that you can do to increase the home's value. Do not put them down. Do not put their home down. You will lose listings. I guarantee it. Number 9, don't forget to ask for the listing. Okay, now here's the thing. You want to be getting micro commitments the entire time. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, do you see how this can work for you? You want them shaking their head. Does this make sense to you, Mr. Seller? Mr. Seller, yes, yes. Can you see that if we do this, you'll get this result? Yes, yes, yes. Do you have any questions, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Right? Ask the final question. Hey, when do we get started? Right? I'd love to get this process started. I'd love to call my stager and get her here. I'd love to get you on the marketing books. We're getting pretty busy. I want to make sure that my photographer and videographer get you on this schedule. Let's get this signed so we can go. If they say no, you can say, what is stopping you? Can I ask you what's holding you back? Like, what is your concern? If they've got a concern, overcome the concern. Try your best without being super, super pushy, not to leave the listing without getting it signed. Go to every single listing with the contract filled out. Do not fill the commission out. Do not fill the price out until you actually get there and you see that home, okay? Because here's the deal. If I have $1 million home, I might be willing to go to a lower commission, right? It's a big commission. They're interviewing 5 people and everyone else is doing it for $10,000 less. I might be willing to negotiate. So I don't like to always write that in there. So make sure you bring a contract for them to sign. Make sure you understand the entire contract so you know what they are signing and go through line by line exactly what they are signing. Bring the contract with you. Don't leave without a signature. And number 10, don't leave without a follow-up plan. What does that mean? The second when you sign, you're either going to be scheduling the stager, the photographer, the videographer, the marketing person, or you're going to say, hey, when are you going to be making your decision? Is it okay if I follow up with you tomorrow, or would the next day be better? I'll be calling you at 3 o'clock. Does that work for you? Okay. And let me just give you one pro tip. There are times that I would lose a listing. It didn't happen very often, but what I would always say is can you give me any constructive feedback of what I could have done different? And I always let them know. And by the way, if it doesn't work out with your other agent, by the way, I wish you the best, but if it doesn't work out, please don't be afraid to call me. I would love to still work with you in the future. I will tell you that there was a couple times where I would lose a listing over commission, let's just say. And people will call me and say, Krista, we feel really bad. We didn't hire you. We were kind of afraid to call you. So it made me realize that I had to say to sellers, if they didn't hire me, listen, I wish you the best. I hope things go well. But for any reason, if it doesn't work out, please call me. I would still love to work with you. Okay. So those are my 10 tips. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comment, what was your favorite tip? Be sure to go back and watch the previous video of the first 5 tips of what never to do to make sure you gain every listing, what not to do to lose listings. I'm Krista Masher, sold over 2,300 homes in my career, top 1% agent for 19 years. Yes, I talk really fast. Be sure to like and subscribe, comment, and I will see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.